We're going to go ahead and do readings specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. And today we have a powerful alignment. We have Venus in Leo, which is opposite Pluto in Aquarius. So this is bringing up a lot around your love life, heart chakra, sacral chakra, and of course Pluto themes, which is like the avoided, the repressed. And this can go for old wounds, things that you need to see, things you need to realize, things coming to the surface so you can get more clarity. But also it can be repressed emotions and things like that too. So we're going to do a nice little reading, starting with the divine feminine around some of these healing themes. And I feel this is especially powerful astrology that we're dealing with for our spiritual awakening and our ascension, because it is through doing the healing work and kind of clearing out the old stuff that we can really anchor into these 5D frequencies that we're all working on, we'll say staying in during this time. But we're going to do the reading for the divine feminine to start. Remember, this is just a general reading, so only take what resonates for you. I always recommend doing the one-on-one phone call reading sessions or coaching sessions with me as often as you need them too. So just take what resonates for you, but always recommending you guys do the one-on-one work and get those one-on-one sessions with me. I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healings, clearings, and activations on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. It'll all really help you with your awakening or your twin flame journey. I always say go with what you're guided to on there too when you're picking things out. Okay, so, and I've brought such a collection of cards, but let's dive into this. Let's see what is going on for the flames. Now I see a lot of amazing things happening, and we've moved through, we're still in Virgo season. We moved through that Virgo new moon. Now we're moving towards next month, eclipse season, and of course the equinox, which is really powerful energies, okay? Now I feel that first, Pisces, we'll call it the harvest moon eclipse, is going to be especially powerful for twin flames, as it has a lot of destined themes as it aligns with our north node. Now, eclipses help us to furtherly release and let go of things. So while we're moving through Virgo season, we have a huge focus on purifying, right? Today's energies are all about purifying your love life. They also touch other themes like self-worth, and of course, you know, finances and things like that too, but we're going to focus on the love side of things today. Okay, so divine feminine collective, and then divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your divine feminine. So what's going on with the divine feminine collective? You've triggered deep insecurities I didn't even know that I had. Be patient with me while I heal these things. Now, I always try to, the best I can, explain the twin flame process to people. However, every person is unique. It's going to be unique to you and, of course, your twin flame as to the blueprint or the template that you're playing out together. Separateness is the illusion. Separation is the illusion. So you're always playing out this blueprint together. And it's all about healing and ascension, whether people realize that or not too, and helping you to work on what you need to work on internally and to release blocks and wounds and things that your twin flame may be triggering. And I was explaining to someone that yes, and I feel it's unintentional, twin flames tend to trigger each other a lot, like, right? But you're going to learn that as you heal and that you work on yourself and these things, that you guys, once in union, can really handle a lot more and move through stuff very fast, okay? So things that may have, for some, pushed you into separation or caused issues, once you heal the underlying issues and wounds and triggers, because triggers are representing old wounds and things you need to heal or work on or work through. And once you heal these things, and for those in union, you're noticing right now, union twins, that you guys are moving through things very fast, okay? And that you've realized just how important this connection is in the union. And so for a lot of you guys, you have healed a lot. I feel that those in separation right now, you guys, especially with today's energies, I feel, I don't want to say it's a necessity because I don't know that all twin flames go through it, but I would say the majority do, to help you to heal your attachment system and, of course, abandonment wounds. So you go through this perceived abandonment by your twin flame or whatever it is that plays out, so you can heal anything still active within your attachment system or energy field that you really need to work on. And it's through this experience with your twin flame on your twin flame journey that has triggered this too. So this is a reading for everyone, by the way. Just take what resonates for you as well too. Working on triggers. So you have to work on the triggers. I put up I thought it was a really good article on my website this morning talking about relationships and projection, because that's the energies that we're dealing with. So a lot of times we have projections that we take into relationships with us. They're connected to unhealed wounds. A lot of times we're not aware of this, of our issues. So until we heal any old wounds, traumas, triggers, we're going to keep carrying them around with us, and we're going to go into new situations with the old stuff continuing to come up or being triggered. This is why it's very important to heal underlying issues and traumas and things like that too, so that we can release them, heal them, and they're no longer an issue too. I manifested you once and I will manifest you again. A lot of you guys, okay, you're at this place, and I see this is for everyone because we're all manifesting as we go. And a lot of you guys, your twin flame is like the biggest, I don't want to call it the biggest cheerleader, but the biggest motivator for you to clear out things that are blocking you. So, and I put so much empowerment. We're doing I noticed today and tomorrow a lot of empowerment healing, right, stepping into your power, because Pluto deals with ways that we need to with these themes. So a lot of you guys are manifesting this situation. And so some of you guys look at separation can be a reset for the situation. Some of you guys have manifested things, not very good if it's ended up in separation. So it's a time to really work on yourself and to heal, so that moving forward, forget what happened, moving forward from a healed place, you can manifest what you truly want with this situation. Now, I say for those still in separation, to really pay attention if whatever's happened leading to separation has been an old narrative or something that reflects more of your karmic past, because sometimes we manifest, not always understanding, manifest on old patterns. So these energies are helping us to become more aware of and to clear out old patterns right now. So when we are playing out old patterns, we tend to play out old cycles. And so some of you guys are clearing, or in your separation, if you're there, you're closing out an old cycle. Those in union are really, really still working towards what you're manifesting, but with your twin flame, because this is the space of really, hopefully, aligning and kind of manifesting together too. So I feel that sometimes in separation, this is a space to be really mindful of any thoughts that are blocking what you want. This is negative thoughts, right? Negative reoccurring thoughts, especially if it's something that you've been dealing with your whole life, or you've had come up again and again. And we're talking about around your love life, okay? So paying attention to negative beliefs, patterns, thoughts, things like that, because really twin flames go through such an intense cleansing, clearing, and purifying kind of process. But for those that really, I want to say master it, really heal themselves and to heal these things, you guys notice that your manifesting abilities are picking up very, very fast. You're manifesting fast. You're stronger at it because you've cleared out, hopefully, and healed so many of these blocks, if you are too. So it's meant to help you in so many ways. Our souls speak the same language that only you and I get. And I love this because you guys can probably talk about so much and really get each other on such a level, and you're going through such a shared experience. It could be little things that, a lot of you guys realize that you just want to go tell your twin flame some stuff. I can't wait to tell them about this. I had a synchronicity happen this morning that was kind of mind blowing, and I was first person to go talk to about it. And you might even, once you're in this union with this person, you might even notice that, when you're trying to convey things to other people, they're not really understanding as much, but your twin flame gets you in a way that no one else will. I was doing a call last night and this person was telling me, I don't know if I realized just how much in common I have with this person, that they're probably going to be really into a lot of the things that you're into, even if you guys seem very opposite or different, or, different styles, backgrounds, whatever it is. You guys have so much in common. When you put you guys together, you guys can find a lot to do together that you're both going to enjoy. Okay, so I've brought these inner child cards because we're doing Pluto energy, and this is bringing up old emotions. It's the underworld. It's what you need to wake up to It's much different than some energies, but oftentimes it's like just connected to old stuff, but it's the deeper shadow work, alchemy, what you need to let go of. So I brought these inner child cards, felt guided to. So inner child healing coming up big time because we're doing a lot of heart chakra healing, and we're gonna dive into the shadow work. And I feel today's energy opens a gateway leading us into, we're not yet, next month is eclipse season, and also it's gonna be with the equinox, so it's gonna be interesting energy to say the least. So it's kind of, and then of course that will lead us into the autumn and the winter, I know, but it leads us into this different time of year where we go into different work. That's what we're doing on Earth, right? And things like that. So I thought these were perfect. You may have inner child stuff coming up for resolve, and I feel, because even though we're done with that new moon the other day, it brought up a lot of South Node themes, karmic themes, but it's supposed to be helping us to heal whatever it's bringing up, okay? So pay attention if you've been doing inner child healing, right? The past week or so. So I thought we would, as we move through these energies, dive into this. So listen, your inner child has something to say, and this is important healing work that you are meant to be diving into, okay? Especially the deeper that you go, the more light you're going to be able to hold. And this is how we actually go into the light, by going into these aspects that really need it, inner child, shadow, darker aspects, and to really uncover them or to understand them. And so sometimes when you're going through hard times or a lot of healing, you're getting a lot of knowledge and like, you know, understanding that, I always say it comes at a cost, right? And it wasn't easy. Like you're really having to go there, like do this work, and it's been very hard, but you're getting so much out of it for those that dare to dive deep into themselves and things like this too. This is really tapping into your inner child and uncovering what wounds are still there so that you can stop carrying them, and even worse yet, projecting them onto others or your twin flame. So, and I'll give you an example of this. So if you feel, you know, areas that you say you need to heal self-worth areas, you're going to project that onto your twin flame. If you don't feel good enough, you're never going to feel good enough, even if they are giving you everything. Okay, like you feel unlovable, you're never going to feel loved by them. So it's very important that we heal these inner child wounds and aspects so that we're not constantly projecting. So someone feeling unlovable is always going to be probably, you know, projecting a lot of negativity at their twin flame, unintentionally, not trying to try to have those needs, unmet needs. And when we look to another person, you're never going to feel fulfilled. It's actually, we need to heal these core wounds within ourselves to really, really feel good and things like that too. So if you have really strong, we see a lot of abandonment wounds can play out, I say nasty in nasty ways in relationships, because when people, like your twin flame, may take their space, distance, separate, you take it very, very as rejection, and it hits deep and things like that too. So this is a lot of, and it's different themes for everyone. Your twin flame most likely will trigger whatever you need to work on, because the universe is trying to help you with your ascension and your awakening, and you can't ascend holding on to this stuff. So they might inadvertently trigger things, especially if these are things you've been dealing with a long time, old feelings. So I urge you with these energies to really pay attention to, is this from this person, or is this something I've been feeling my whole life? Is this something I've been healing my whole life? Is this familiar pattern to me because I've been through this many times? And a lot of people can't look at that. Like if you've been going through a pattern your whole life, that has usually nothing to do with the external. It has more to do with needing to heal. And I was trying to say to someone this morning, to heal unhealthy relationship dynamics and patterns that you may still be holding on to. And so a lot of times twin flame triggers a lot of this stuff to the surface, and sometimes it could be actual external situations that are playing out that we're a part of and not trying to manifest, or it could be deep or repressed emotions and feelings that are triggered to the surface by this connection in some type of way. Everyone's different, and I always say I have so much on my website. If you're needing me to go into your specific situation, I always encourage you guys to do more energy work because it will help with, especially if you're having a lot come to the surface. Divine Feminine, you might be feeling a little overloaded in these energies. We're going to get into the Divine Masculine side too, okay? Practice freedom, release the weight of judgment. Pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. And so make sure that, and these energies are amazing for helping you to really like dive into patterns, I said, with Pluto, but also to practice more self-love and more self-care. It's such a necessity for twin flames because you're going through a lot also on the energy too. Let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. So basically, all the ways that we might be blocked to love might be coming to the surface, because I do see a block here, and we'll get into that after with the heart chakra, okay? Okay, some of you guys are gonna get some type of message from your twin flame. This is like, could be a text message, phone call, seeing them in person. There's going to be some type of communication though. There's going to be some type of thing. Some of you guys are getting indirect communication with your twin flame. Like I see that with twin flames posting things for each other on socials, like clear, I call that indirect messages. Sometimes indirect messages can be very triggering to either too, like social media posts clearly about the person or whatever it is. Okay. Those are indirect message. Direct message, them picking up the phone and telling you how they feel. Okay, so some of the ones that have been in heavy separations, and I feel it has a lot to do with the healing, and that if you heal, you shift out of these things very fast. But some of you guys have had indirect, okay, messages and things like that, like the universe trying to get your attention too. So we have the flame might be trying to get your attention with things, but also the universe too is like really trying to get your attention no matter where you're at with this situation. The universe is really trying to get your attention. Some of you guys like could be coming across in many different ways, you know, ending up same place, same time, seeing a lot of signs, spirit messages, and because we have signs and synchronicities, pay attention because you're getting a lot of signs, and this is like messages from the universe really trying to get your attention. Now, both about your twin flame situation and what you need to heal, okay? It's like, it's getting your attention. This could be literally like, you're getting a message, and if you ignore it, like it's driving you mad. Okay, the universe is trying to get your attention. Your spirit guides are literally like trying to get your attention on something with this twin flame situation, but also with your healing journey, okay, to help you to navigate this. Now, we have Virgo season helping us to make changes. And I said a lot of times, people don't stay unhealed. I don't want to say that about this because it's twin flame reading, and my hope isn't, because they have to make changes in their life or their situation. So we have changes upon us with this awakening. We're all having to make some changes. So we have, and this is my snake message, you're shedding skin. This is the death, rebirth cycle that Pluto takes us through. But you're also letting go of an old version of yourself and all of the old attachments that came with it. You may find that you're no longer in vibrational alignment with certain connections if they're in the way of your twin flame journey. One of the biggest blocks on the twin flame journey is surrounding us with energies that if we were in union with our twin flame probably wouldn't go with it. So it keeps us out of alignment with it. We need to be in alignment with ourselves and in inner union to manifest. Keyword, you manifest outer union too. It's always a reflection of where we're at. Now, a lot of times people go through the solitude that is required on twin flame journey. Now, most of the time, it's the DM that puts the divine feminine in that space by pulling back, because they're guided to, by the way. They're not like, yeah, they're following their guidance and making the divine feminine have to spend time alone, but it can go either. I've seen a couple of the other way, okay? Now, so oftentimes you have to go through this space. One of the most unhealthy things that we can do is to try to reconnect with toxic people, or, you know, bring people into our aura or energy field that aren't very great for us, because we don't like that space of solitude. Because in that space of solitude, you're going to really go into the depths of yourself, your thoughts, what's coming up. And this is where the work is done, right? So oftentimes what people do is they don't want to do the work. They go find someone to hang out with, whatever that is, okay? So during this time, we have your old self and your new 5D self, and you're in this transformation. So it's all about clearing old energies, attachments, and things that you would vibe with asleep to really step into this higher awakened version of yourself. We have the Star. Have hope for the future, your dreams and desires, healing. This is something fated. Now, I love this. This is getting in alignment with the universe, but this is destiny. And I love it because if you feel that you've been clearing your South Node, old version of yourself, your karmic debt, things like that, I really, and this is me tapping in that first eclipse coming at us early, first week September, is going to be very destined. This is really good news for twin flames, your healing journey and your twin flame situation. So you're still moving through. Now, Virgo is all about your health, wellness, your energy, getting on point and things like that too. So we're going through a lot of healing energy and really to align with the universe on this one, okay? This is like destiny, fate. You wouldn't have met if you weren't destined to. And you know, what comes after for those in separation, beautiful reunion. And it's very happy, by the way, generally. Not happy, more healing, and you're going to get pushed apart again. It's a test. You'll be tested of where you're at and how healed you are. And in union, too, you're destined to do big things with this person, okay? And like things you could never do with a karmic. And this is gifts and just in the matrix, too. I don't want to say matrix, in the physical, we'll say, too. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, and this is like seeing the light after a very long healing journey and recovering. But when I deal with this is like letting go of negativity, and it's a block here. Some type of negative thinking that may have blocked your union or what you've been manifesting lately, or just, I say, driving you cray-cray. like literally, a lot of times we don't realize that hopefully our ego is illusion beliefs, and we go into things and hopefully we clear it and come out anew. So we go into these mind spirals, right? And things like that too. This is like, this guy usually upright is like sitting up at night, not sleeping, anxiety, stress. And then now because this is reverse and we have a little bit of a block here, make sure that you're not falling into negative thinking patterns. I told someone the other day, they will come up. It's part of the clearing process so that you can, with twin flame, they're going to come up, especially with these energies amplifying everything. Twin flame amplifies everything to clear out the negative thoughts. So we have like third eye and then heart chakra too. So this is letting go of pain from your past. And this could be, you know, healing past heartbreak. And so I see this all the time, that relationships trigger things. I was saying to someone, yes, we heal through relationships. We're meant to, whether it's triggering old wounds and things coming up or whatever it is. All of our relationships, hopefully, are meant to be healing spaces. It just kind of depends on what's the work is being done with yourself. This is old wounds coming up, and within your twin flame journey that might have been blocking your heart chakra or blocking you from completely opening up your heart to this person, or the twin flame connection, as the twin flame connection is a very heart chakra connection. So we have the Tower in reverse too. Now this is okay because usually upright you're in the Tower, but I like to think that sometimes this is like after you've been through a lot of loss, you've lost a lot of people you loved, you've been through breakups, trauma. I could go on and on with this list. And it's a lot of the energy of healing the heart too. But some of you guys have been avoiding healing from a lot of the things that you've been through, and your twin flame may have triggered old wounds. This is like bouncing back after whatever's come up for you recently. And this is like, it's not just, you know, the twin flame stuff. It's a lot of old stuff. Like this path, you've been through a lot, right? And you're healing a lot. And so this is like you've been through an upheaval or Tower moment with your twin flame of some sort. And it could just be like a lot of stuff. It could be, and I see this for many in union, having to let go of your old life. And this is very hard. Or even in, you know, those spaces of separation, it could be from your twin flame and losing your twin flame and triggering a lot of abandonment trauma you didn't know you had, an inner child healing coming to the surface. For some in union is fully letting go of your old self or your old life to merge fully into this union. So letting go of the past, we'll say, coming up big time with these energies. I want to do a reading for the Divine Masculine and see what is going on. Divine Masculine Collective. Okay, so Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. What's going on with the Divine Masculine Collective? just as the universe brought us together, it pulled us apart. And we have to remember that this is the guiding force, the universal energies that guide us through life and guide us through different situations. Some of you guys may feel just like magnets, you know, you got pulled apart from this person. And I always describe it as part of the healing, and for both, okay? Like generally it's like how it goes as well too. So you may feel that a lot of times how twin flames end up in separation. It could be other people coming out of nowhere and getting in the middle of the connection. It could be old wounds. It could be, you know, not in harmony, not in alignment. It's many different reasons, but generally it comes down to work still needing to be done and going into these high frequency energies and feeling really, really good, and energy starts to rise. You start to elevate your frequency, and here comes the old baggage. So we'll blame it on the old baggage for this one. Some of you guys might be resolving old baggage. And some of you guys, of course, in union are still having some baggage come up during this time. So outside energies and circumstances got in the way. Okay. Higher forces are trying to guide us together. Know that just as if you feel that you've been pulled apart in some type of way, know that the universe will bring you back together when ready. But, you know, also not sitting there as a stagnant and like doing the work to get there too. The universe is always helping you, but we're determining what happens in our life through our choices and things that we're doing too. This is why very important for those of you guys that are needing it. Continue to put out positive energies, prayers, intentions will help your journey so much with manifesting what it is that you desire. Okay, run wild, let your inner child run forth. Some of you guys are doing major inner child healing to take back your power in many different ways, because we have this family card coming up. Some of you guys have been very sensitive to ancestral imprints and things that you picked up in your family line. Some of you guys that are like twin flames might notice that you've picked up more, or that you've been more affected than some of the, I call it a family group or the soul group. And you're doing a lot of ancestral healing. This is exactly what twin flames volunteered to come to earth to do, to heal and to clear things that have been running through your ancestral line. Today's energies are perfect for that too, because they're really bringing things to the surface if they're still there and helping you. So you might be having old family stuff come up. This could be also, I see a lot of people reflected in your outer situation, or just internally of things you're dealing with or processing. Be true to who you are. Fear will not stop you from shining. Clearing fear. So a lot of times we have relationship fears that come up, and a lot of people think they don't, but you start to get real close with someone and old stuff comes up, or relationship fears can surface. It could be from things that have already happened with your twin flame, or just old traumas from your past, or just wiring, and many different reasons too. So Divine Masculine is working on healing some type of blocks around fear, which I don't want to call it normal, but on the twin flame journey, this is very common, and things like that too. So healing some type of relationship blocks, wounds, or even fears. We're going to do You're Wanted. There's home waiting within, and I love this because you very much are home to this person, like literally on the soul level, like where you fit, right? And this could be, some of you guys are literally making plans with your twin flame. Some of you guys have moved in with them. I see a lot of twin flames talking marriage, next level. This is for the ones in union. And then some of you guys in separation, ready to come home to this reunion energy with this person too. So your soul is always going to bring you where you need to be, especially with your twin flame, because this is the most powerful connection that transcends any type of other relationship, but also even many spiritual connections that we might have. This is a very, very powerful connection on many levels, okay? Divine Masculine, some of you guys are having to set boundaries, claim your power, and know your value today. And this could be also with your Divine Feminine. I see a lot of masculines having to set boundaries with their Divine Feminine, especially if they're projecting their issues, wounds, or problems at them and things like that. Or even in general, you're learning how to really take care of your energy. And I see a lot of masculines are just learning that, and some of you guys are a little too much boundaries, and it's like softening and opening up with these, I call them walls and boundaries for your Divine Feminine, but some of you guys are needing them with everyone. But this is a twin flame reading, so you're healing a lot right now. This is old wounds that you're mending. And so people say, well, why do we have to heal in separation. We don't have to, but it just shows you're not ready. A lot of flames that I work with, I could kind of see what's going on, which is very helpful. And so sometimes they will come into the, coming back together, and you could tell they weren't ready. If there's a lot of pain, unhealed wounds and things coming up, it can push apart the flames or trigger things within the other. It just kind of depends. And so sometimes, I'm not an advocate of this, but sometimes I find by trying to, tap into some of this stuff, that twin flames sometimes need to heal certain wounds solo, especially if they're wounds that the twin flame has triggered or brought up or even created karmically that were not there. Okay, so there's this karmic clearing energy and balance energy happening too. And I feel that sometimes we go through karmic cycles or something karmically to help us to release old wounds and things and to work out certain issues within ourselves, like the ultimate purifier, I hope, kind of energy. So this is like divine masculine might be going through a lot too, where you're just trying to stay balanced right now with your life. It just kind of depends. Or with this twin flame situation, some of you guys are needing to clear out, we'll say, shame, past cycles, and regret, where you're feeling like you messed things up, and I don't think you have, and that's okay with how things have kind of played out with that, letting go of the old. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords and we have Queen of Wands as well too, and these are going to represent your divine feminine to me in this reading, okay? And kind of coming in. Some of your divine feminines are kind of stuck in the past. I see that, like they're really hung up on the old you or things that you did, or whatever it is. Some of your divine feminines might be projecting a lot at you and things like that. And it could be not trying to negative energy or just how they're acting with you. It just kind of depends. And stuff like that. I see a lot of divine feminines, because this is what is coming through in the reading, being like really controlling and pushy, not trying to of how things are going, instead of just allowing it to naturally unfold as it is. And so once again, because I said this in the divine feminine side, your divine feminine is overwhelmed right now. Some of them are exhausted, and some of them are very, needing to work on themselves a little bit. So I feel that both of you guys get your divine guidance of things, especially the divine masculine, following your divine guidance of things. This is indicating that your divine feminine is doing some type of shadow work or needing to on themselves, okay? And this is for everyone. This reading, whether union or separation or wherever people are at, but this could come across as if there's a separation of why divine feminine needing to heal a little bit more. There's a couple blocks coming up in this reading on the divine feminine side of things, that they might be going through intense process. They might be getting overwhelmed energetically. Just depends on what. They might have a lot on their plate, the ascension, planetary energies, lots of upgrades, but the twin flame journey specifically might be very overwhelming for them on the energy level, okay? So they're needing to also clear out some things on their side. And you might be aware of that. I've seen a lot of masculines to be like, look, they see things good, right? They see the divine feminine good too. Okay, so we have the moon. And this is a block on the divine masculine side for this reading. This is things coming up, okay? Maybe you were unaware of certain dynamics, or you weren't seeing things fully yourself. You're getting clarity, but this is also, you have, once again, fear, okay? So we have fears coming up. And this has come up twice, so I'm just going to say, in this reading, you're clearing a lot of your own negative energy. We all are. Old emotions. But this is stuff that blocks your intuition. And so, right? So this could be ego. And sometimes we don't think about that. But when we have these internal or shadow aspect fears or negative thoughts and things that come up, this blocks us from our intuition. That doesn't sound like that. It's, we have to feel that as well too. So you're also letting go of some type of fear around this connection. And you might be facing that. Like, it could be, for many of you guys are going into that non-intentional of like, what if this doesn't work out, or right, what if I end up by myself. It could be anything, some type of fears that are coming up that you're working through, because we have the Emperor, and I actually love this as a masculine, and it's nice closing out card for the divine masculine. Okay, we have this card, and I love it because I think the Emperor and the Empress are very representative of twin flames, as many of the tarot are. Some of you guys are being slow to change too. You might be very programmed in a certain way, but you're changing, okay, from this connection, and you're getting more stable. And this is the masculine energy. It's really healing your own divine masculine energy, where some of you guys have been stuck in previous cycles and past cycles in your relationships, and that weren't allowing you to really be your highest self or your best self. And you're shifting towards that, or in that, or you're feeling in it, or you're getting glimpses of it, of who this man that you're becoming, and shaking off the distortion within your own energy field too, and getting stable. And I love this card too. So for this, like I said, for this reading, it's really shifting into your divine masculine energy and kind of holding that frequency and things like that too. And I see the divine masculines that are doing the healing, especially those in union. You guys are leveling up big time. You've done the work to clear the blocks, and you're manifesting on fire. And it could be with your twin flame situation and relationship, but other areas of your life, you're getting pay increases, job promotions, amazing things, abundance that is going to help enrich you and your union. Now, for those in separation, this is where the work is done. Okay, we shouldn't look at it like that, like it's some rejection, abandonment thing. It's the space, the work is done. Some of you guys do that a lot anyway. It depends. People are different. It has nothing to do with, your situation, and more to do with your healing work. So no matter where you're at on the journey, this is like you're putting in the work on yourself. You are leveling up. And as you level up, this makes it a lot easier to be navigating your life and your twin flame experience. So this also can indicate like good news and getting in that energy and going higher as well too. Okay, I'm going to go in that note. I'm around, and if you guys need me and you don't know what to book, on my website, I always say just book a twin flame reading. We do a phone call. We'll go into things, but always trying to get you guys to do more of the energy work, because I feel it's what people really, really need. So with the healings, kind of go with what you're guided to. I always keep my site up to date so you can do anything on it all of the time. Anyways, if you're needing something, have a beautiful day.